For most teams, beginning another season in the National Football League means a chance to begin anew. And with the opportunity to display improved abilities, expectations of greatness fire the league with the elusive promise of success. But for the Detroit Lions and head coach Rick Farzano, adverse circumstances lent uncertainty to the expected improvement of the 1974 season. Farzano took command in Detroit following the tragic death of Don McCafferty, which occurred only 1 week before the exhibition season opened. Many felt that this would be just too great of an obstacle to overcome in one season. And while staging a comeback would indeed prove to be difficult, the solution to the problem would be found in the positive enthusiasm of Rick Farzano and his 1974 Detroit Lions during the year of the comeback. Following a loss in Week 1 to Chicago, the Lions opened their 1974 home campaign by giving the Minnesota Vikings a taste of their own medicine. It's called defense. The Detroit Team D allowed the defending NFC champs a mere 7 points, and then watched on as number 19 quarterback Bill Munson directed his offense on a guided tour of Viking land. Altie Taylor and Steve Owens pulled Munson's expedition to the Minnesota 1-yard line. Then, facing 4th down, the Lions vetoed a sure 3 points and went instead for 7. Detroit failed on 4th down to punch it in, and the result was devastating, as the best they could manage were 2 field goals in a 7-6 loss to the Vikings. The margin of defeat had been narrow in numbers and short in distance, and the next week against the Green Bay Packers, the same 2 elements combined to haunt the Lions, as Errol Mann's 47-yard last-second field goal fell just inches short. The Packers escaped with a 2-point victory, while Detroit absorbed its 3rd consecutive defeat of the season. Through the losses, the Lions' defense had played well and had continued to do so in Week 4 against the Los Angeles Rams. Defensive end Ernie Price, number 72, romped in with an apparent touchdown, but the play was voided by a penalty, canceling a Lion comeback bid 16-13. Separated from victory by a total of 14 points over 4 games, the Lions silently vowed that they would come back. In a Monday night clash with the San Francisco 49ers, Detroit began to reverse proceedings on a 4-game skid. Mixing an occasional big play with the power bursts of fullback Steve Owens, number 36, the offense mounted time-consuming marches en route to the 49er end zone. Steve Owens scored once, while Bill Munson got another one with an off-balance strike to Larry Walton, number 49. Walton's catch between 2 49er defensemen gave the Lions a lead that San Francisco would never catch. Later, middle linebacker Jim Laslovic, number 52, continued the Lion festivities by halting a 49er drive with his first interception as a pro. Laslovic and linebacker Charlie Weaver each picked off one, as did second-year sensation Levi Johnson, number 23. Johnson's interception and return of 44 yards set up a field goal which iced the season's first win at 17-13. Next for Detroit would be the Super Bowl-bound Minnesota Vikings, a team which they had not beaten in their last 13 tries. In NFL game number 500 for the Lions, a rugged defense checked the Minnesota scoring attack, allowing only a field goal during a hard-fought first half. With its defense displaying solid form, the Lions' offense purred smoothly on the passes of Bill Munson and the runs of number 42, Altie Taylor. Taylor's touchdown had Detroit on top 13-10 before the Vikings rallied behind Fran Tarkenton. Now trailing by 3 points in the fourth quarter, all Detroit hopes rested on number 19, Bill Munson, and his ability to move the club. Once in close, Munson handed to Altie Taylor, who thundered in for a 20-16 lead. However, displaying the poise that has won them 2 consecutive NFC titles, the Vikings again threatened, and Detroit was badly in need of a big play to preserve the win. Lem Barney, a name synonymous with big plays, silenced Minnesota's final flurry, protecting the 20-16 Detroit victory and touching off a celebration which marked the end of Viking domination. Because of the victory, Rick Fasano awarded his club the right to wear white shoes and mustaches. And without question, the same club which many had completely counted out had now completed step number 2 of the comeback. In the season's 5th week, defensive tackles Jim Mitchell, Billy Howard, and number 80 Herb Orvis teamed with ends Ken Sanders, Ernie Price, and number 74 Larry Hann to apply some heavy pressure on the Green Bay Packer offense. Supporting the down linemen were 3 top-notch linebackers. The middle was ably manned by second-year pro Jim Laslovic, number 52, while the outside was guarded by number 59, Charlie Weaver, and old pro Paul Dumoff, number 50. Coordination between the Lion front 4 and linebackers was good enough to register 3 quarterback sacks as team play became contagious and soon spread to the offensive line. There, tackles Jim Yarborough, Gordon Jolly, and Rocky Freitas, guards Bob Kolakowski and Chuck Walton, and centers Ed Flanagan and Guy Dennis provided ample protection for Bill Munson to sort out the 5th member of the offensive wall, tight end Charlie Sanders, number 88. Sanders recorded a personal high of 146 yards while also scoring Detroit's first touchdown. By the 3rd period, Detroit trailed, and so Bill Munson fired deep for Larry Walton. Walton's super reception brought the Lions back, but then down by a single point, and with less than 30 seconds remaining, Bill Munson found the sure-handed Charlie Sanders, gaining good field position. Facing fourth down and with the clock showing only 14 seconds, place kicker Errol Mann took good advantage of a second chance to beat the Packers. From 41 yards out, Mann's kick was true, avenging the near miss which had in week 2 cost the Lions a victory, and Detroit had won the rematch 19-17. Battling both the elements and the New Orleans Saints in the season's 8th week, the Lions jumped ahead early as Bill Munson sifted out Ron Jesse for the game's first touchdown. Jesse's score was protected as a 3-interception performance by the Detroit secondary all but silenced the Saints. Thefts by number 47, Charlie West, and Lem Barney greatly contributed to the New Orleans frustration, but the most irritating Lion on the field was cornerback Levi Johnson, who returned a botched New Orleans field goal 78 yards for a touchdown. Detroit's 19-14 win was their 4th in a row. And once again, Coach Jerry Glanville's special teams had been instrumental in shaping the Detroit comeback of '74. Tabbed as too little to play in the National Football League, special teamer Jimmy Too Small Jones quickly established that size can be deceptive. Jones returned more kicks for more yards than any other Lion in history, averaging 25 yards each time he touched the football. Herman Thunderfoot Weaver punted a career-high 72 times during the season, and barely half of his kicks were even returned. Among those assigned to covering Weaver's rain-making spirals were bomb squatters Ed O'Neill, Mike Hennigan, Jim Thrower, John Small, T.C. Blair, and Jimmy Jones, and everybody took their shot. When it came to blocking punts, none matched the Lions' efforts, as the Big Blue led the NFL in blocked punts and all but took the fun out of the kicking game for opposing kickers. After a loss in Oakland snapped a 4-game win streak, Lions special teams played a significant part in defeating the New York Giants. The blocked punt set up Detroit's first touchdown, which came on the legs of Bill Munson. Munson later threw for another, but within the final seconds, it was again up to Errol Mann to deliver another game winner. Errol Mann's 37-yard field goal was the result of excellent coordination between center Fred Rothwell and holder Sam Wyche. And Detroit claimed another close one, 20-19. The following week, in a grudge match with the Chicago Bears, long punt runbacks by Dick Giron, the NFC's punt return leader in '74, set the Detroit offense in close. Then, following a shoulder separation which ended quarterback Bill Munson's season, number 11, Greg Landry, took over. And using a solid running attack paced by Alfie Taylor, the Lions sped by the Bears. Taylor, Jimmy Jones, and Steve Owens all scored. while the defense picked up another one as pressure forced an off-target pass, which cornerback Levi Johnson took back the distance. Detroit handed Chicago a 34-17 whipping, pulling them above the 500 mark for the first time this season. And shoulder to shoulder in the Lions' successful comeback bid had been the steady secondary play of crafty veteran Lem Barney at one corner and safety Charlie West, who replaced an injured Mike Weger at safety. Both lent valuable experience and confidence to the crew's younger members, like number 26, second-year safety Dick Geron. Geron logged more playing time than any other Lion, while also making his first appearance in the Pro Bowl. Joining Geron for a spectacular second season was cornerback Levi Johnson, number 23. Johnson led the team in interceptions with 5 and fit in nicely with a defensive unit that truly loved to turn people around. Expected ready to kick off the 1975 football season will be Pontiac Metropolitan Stadium, a football-only facility, a stadium for all seasons. Built at a cost of $42 million by the city of Pontiac, the mammoth structure will seat 80,000, and by the 1976 season will support a Teflon air-inflated roof, thus providing fans with the utmost in year-round climate-controlled comfort. However, before a new stadium can be opened, the old one must first be closed. And filing down the narrow tunnel of Tiger Stadium for perhaps the last time, the Detroit Lions would be facing the Denver Broncos on the snow-softened turf of a Thanksgiving Day afternoon. Bolstered by a solid offensive showing, the Lions' defense came alive to close down the Denver attack. The Big D took good advantage of a Bronco miscue. The result was a halftime lead. Levi Johnson latched onto the misguided missile and set sail on a non-stop trip into the Denver end zone. Detroit at last appeared for real and needed only a good second half against the Broncos to move into solid contention for a possible wild card playoff slot. But the second half of the Denver contest brought only frustration and pain to the Detroit Lions. On the longest run of his career, Steve Owens suffered a painful knee injury that finished his season. Seemingly helpless to prevent it, Lion players watched as Denver mounted a second-half rally to claim a 4-point victory. Detroit had come a long way, and no defeat would be able to silence the sterling efforts of several individuals who played a key role in the year of the comeback. One such player is running back Alfie Taylor, number 42, the Lions' leading rusher in 1974. Taylor holds the Detroit rushing attempt record and is closing fast on the all-time Lion rushing yard record, presently held by Nick Petrosanti. It's expected that by the 1975 season that Altie Taylor will be rejoined in the Lions' backfield by Big Steve Owens, who will be coming off of corrective knee surgery to get the tough yardage inside. The Lions' most valuable offensive player was quarterback Bill Munson, number 19. The 11-year veteran won the starter's job in preseason with pinpoint passing, and had carried over and figured heavily in the Lions' comeback year of '74. Claiming his finest season since 1968, Munson frequently used the good hands of Larry Walton, number 49, to pick the opposition apart. While Larry Walton grabbed the season-high number of passes, tight end Charlie Sanders equaled his with 42 receptions and well over 500 yards. Sanders' performance earned him a trip to the Pro Bowl. However, when Bill Munson was looking for the big, quick strike over the middle, he was generally searching for and finding speedster Ron Jesse, number 89. Ron Jesse more than doubled his previous season reception count by grabbing 54 passes and finished 6th in the entire NFL in receiving. Week 13 found the Lions in Cincinnati for a confrontation with the Bengals. And when the visitors needed an opening score, it was the elusive number 89, Ron Jesse, who did the honors. Jesse's score was matched later by Altie Taylor on a short pop up the middle. Under the steady guidance of Greg Landry, the Lions had moved in for 2 touchdowns, and then the defense made it appear as though it might be enough. An interception by number 50, Paul Neumoff, helped to slow the potent Bengal attack, but they couldn't stop it completely. Within the final 2 minutes of play, a Bengal touchdown gave them the lead, 19-16, and the Lion cause seemed lost. However, with 53 yards separating the Lions from victory and with only 45 seconds left in which to do it, Detroit began to work its comeback magic. Ron Jesse's 45-yard reception placed the Lions on the Bengal 8-yard line, and with only 35 seconds remaining, the Detroit Lions stood poised and ready to finish yet another comeback victory. Charlie Sanders grabbed Greg Landry's game clincher, then shared the spike with Ron Jesse, as Detroit had earned the right to celebrate a team victory 23-19 a win which assured them of a .500 season. When time finally ran out on the 1974 season, the Detroit Lions had seen the results of working as a team. They had encouraged each other to 7 victories in their final 10 games. They had learned of the intense concentration that it takes to be a winner. But of all of the lessons learned in the year of the comeback, none was more valuable than that of learning how to win. And with this basic yet difficult exercise now behind them, 1975 promises even greater accomplishments for the Detroit Lions.